2 minutes left.
No, no, no. As long as this song plays, we'll stay this line.
Yeah.
How are you doing today? We're still waiting. At 12, we'll have. You've already get to start streaming?
You told me to do what I was going to do.
I didn't know that's what you were going to do. So right now, show them something else. Stop showing them. Don't show the world that either. Show them like the smart board or DDR2. Until we're ready to roll our intro. Intriguing choice of things to do. You ready? Ready. Let's roll the intro. Roll the intro again.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Filmed in Burlington, North Carolina in front of a live studio audience. Today's special guest host, Tia and Terry Edwards.
That's right! Sit on down. Y'all sit on down. Behave yourself. Oh my goodness, it is on fire up in the Alliance headquarters.
That's
Man,
right.
things are happening all over the
Yeah, they
country.
are.
It is getting crazy out there,
Yes,
baby.
it is. Woo!
And I am so fired up. And listen, okay, for the new people that's just logging in, we are normal and we haven't
Yes, we are.
smoked nothing that we weren't supposed to.
No.
We just get fired up because Andy and Jane Albright has created an opportunity.
Talk about it.
Where it don't matter who your mama is.
Yeah.
It don't matter who your daddy is.
That's right.
It don't matter if you went to an Ivy League. It didn't matter if you played in the Little League.
That's right.
Only thing that matters is what you do.
Yeah.
And we got a shot. Oh my God. You don't know how many people are out there right now working jobs. Look, we got people on our team, they working jobs, they sneaking listening right now.
Yeah, they are.
Because they don't want to get in trouble and stuff like that, but they want to get free. Yeah, Quincy, cut that spreadsheet off. But we're just fired up, man. We're fired up that we got a shot, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but that was one of the things that me and Tia, we was looking for when we found the Alliance was a shot. So we would like to, first of all, thank Andy and Jane Albright
Yes.
for this amazing
That's right.
opportunity that we get to call the Alliance.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for just creating an opportunity that's truly for anybody
That's right.
who wants to win.
That's right.
And that's the thing that I love about it. And thank you, Andy. He's out traveling right now. I saw pictures. He got Foresters hemmed up in Canada somewhere, like 30 or 40 executives. And he's sending out text messages saying, hey, Foresters want to know, what is it that they can do better? How can they get better? How can we do more business? They want to take over the world. You know, it's good when we got carriers and they the one who got the money.
Yeah.
They trying to say, hey, we want to grow.
That's right.
And y'all are growing, so what can we do to pour more gas on the fire? So thank you, Andy, for always going out there fighting to make sure that we have great carriers and great products to serve our clients. And listen, we're going to try not to mess this thing up.
Try not to.
It's almost like mom and daddy done left.
Right?
And we might
home.
do something we don't supposed to.
We're going to try not to.
I'm going to try not to.
No,
You got to
no, no.
pray.
I'm gonna
Because
pull
I'm
you.
subject to do something.
I know, I'm
All
going to
right.
pull you.
So one of the things that we're really fired up about is traveling with the Alliance, y'all.
That's right.
So if you've never experienced travel with the Alliance,
Yeah.
like I was a part of a company, right? We used to do trips and
Yeah, we
stuff,
did.
right? But it was discounted. You still had to pay for it.
Right.
But when you roll with Andy and the Alliance, it's all expense paid, bro.
Yeah, it is.
It's all expense paid, man. Not just for you, but for a guest too.
That's right. right.
Somebody say, me and my boo.
Me and my boo.
So, and it's crazy. So we've been here now for 4 years, and we've been on, I think, 6 of these all expense paid vacations. And let me tell you, they don't leave no expense on the table.
Right.
I mean, when you get there, you don't check in with the general population. They already have you checked into your room.
That's right.
And then they send you over to this other little table, and what happens at that other table?
Get that money.
Oh, make it right.
That money. I get it.
Yeah, she get the envelopes. So the trip that a lot of us are fighting to wrap up is a trip that we're going to Alaska, baby. We're going on an Alaskan cruise.
Yeah.
That's right. I can't wait. I ain't never been to Alaska. Where I'm from, people don't go places like that. I'm from a little town called Conway, North Carolina. We trying to still figure out, is Alaska still part of the U.S.? It's a long ways over there. And then they talk about they keep the lights on all the time for 6 months out the year. Like it's daylight 6 months out the year, and then nighttime in certain parts. It's kind of crazy. But I want to go over there and see it. So we got some winners, all right? Who are new winners? We got new qualified winners. We got Tad Peterson. Me and Tad was texting the other night talking about going hotspots and stuff, man. Congratulations, Tad. Joey Gamboa.
Woo! I know.
Angela Manzo. Woo! Tracy Alvarado. Woo! That's right. And then not just going to Alaska, some people gonna get there a little bit early and do an extension in Seattle, Washington.
Right.
So look, first of all, you ain't got to fly to Seattle to get, like they're gonna pay for us to get over there and everything. That's a long way to Uber. They're gonna fly us over there. And we got, so the extension winners, new extension winners, Jonathan Yakey and Megan Alleman. Stephen and Holly Davies, S. Diddy. And my man, Andy Riddle. I don't know what's going to happen on that trip, Riddle, but we're expecting something, though. Well. So let's see who else is close. Let's see who else is getting close. All right, let's see here. That right there. Thank you, Billy. All right, cool. There you go. There we go. All right, cool. So people that's already won, Mark Hutchinson, Brant and Jail Swindell, look at them people, man. And this is just September. They already knocked out over $200 in premium, $200,000 in premium. Let's see who's getting close. Here we go. Austin Heater. Hey, just one child. One more. One more, Austin. One more, Austin. That's right. Mia done went to, where we go last year? Paris. That's right. Y'all know Mia. Stand up, Mia. Stand up, Mia. Show people how tall you are. So when you walking around with Mia in Paris, everybody think that she a model or something. We was eating lunch yesterday. I said, yeah, look, I was trying to recruit the waiter, right? I was like, yeah, this girl right here, she on my team. She used to play for the WNBA.
Yeah. And then I told him.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't hear you.
Then I said, yeah, I played for the WNBA, but it was actually, I started when I was in 5th grade,
That's right.
and I only played 1 game.
Right. She done messed my story up and everything. But every time I see me, I got to block her out. I got to get down there low. She's killing this thing, bro. Congratulations. Hey, listen. New people, our motto at the Alliance is have fun, make money, and make a difference. You know, most people think you got to make money before you have fun, but it really don't work that way. If you really think about it, the people who have the most fun make the most money, and he who maketh the most money can make it the biggest difference.
All right.
I'm just trying to tell you, the general, he coming up in there, Rollback coming up in there, JC from KC coming up in there. So we got a lot of people that's going to be going on that ship.
Yeah.
We're going to take over the whole ship. Just imagine, y'all, it's going to come a time where the Alliance is going to occupy the entire ship.
That's right.
How about that? What about if you have 2 ships following each other?
Yeah.
That would be crazy
I
talk
like
right there.
I like it.
All right, killed that.
Killed it.
All right, so, we got another contest. We got this Rolex contest. Roll it. So let's see. So what the Rolex contest, let me tell y'all about the Rolex contest. The Alliance, Andy Albright started the Alliance back in 2002, okay, in his basement out there in Union Ridge. And so Holly Davis, which is Stephen Davies' wife, came up with this idea that, you know what, Andy, why don't you run a contest and get 2002 edition Rolex watches and give 5 of them away? And Andy was like, cool, find them. And anybody know Holly? No, she can find it. Let me tell y'all about Holly. We're going to talk about freedom a little bit later on, but this story cracks me up. So me and Holly and Tia and Stephen was talking one day, and they were down in South Florida on vacation, right? And Holly was shopping for a car on her cell phone, like a Audi something. I know it was bad to the bone, right? She was shopping for the car. And she was like, Stephen, what you think about that one? And Stephen was like, yeah, that's nice, order it. And she ordered the car on the beach, and when she got back home, the car was sitting in the driveway.
All right.
Who order cars like they order Papa John's?
Holly.
That's what we get to do at the Alliance, baby.
Yeah.
So we got this Rolex contest. So this is the thing. Even if you can't afford a Rolex, can you afford to do the work to win you one?
All right.
Hello, somebody.
All right.
So let's look at that. Billy, can you pull out the Rolex contest? See who's winning. Let's see here. It's coming. Wait for it. There it is right there. There it is. So Mark Hutchison, part of Stephen Davies' team, Big Hutch, he's leading the way so far. Then you got Michael and Angie Owens coming in at number 2. JC from KC, part of Cat's group, coming in at number 3. My man Joe Dukes. Joe Dukes want him a roll it, baby. And Adam, I think that's Adam Johnson, part of Grace McGill's group, is number 5. Oh, it's been some movement up in there. But guess what, Adam? You can't get too comfortable because Sean Q coming up. Oh, AC and Leticia has been killing it.
Yeah.
They've been doing IULs, annuities. That's what we call them in North Carolina. Okay, for you up north people, it's annuities, okay? All right. Debbie Ben, oh, you can't count Debbie Ben out. I'm just saying, that girl is a scrapper, huh?
That's right.
That girl, Debbie Ben, is up in Massachusetts, up in the northeastern part of Rhode Island, that's it. Westerly, somewhere, Rhode Island, okay. I'm from North Carolina, we don't get out the state much, okay? But Debbie got started with the Alliance on a very part-time basis. Single mom, 3 children, working a full-time job, did the Alliance on the side. That girl made over $100,000 her first 6 months in the Alliance because she had, what we're going to talk about today, she had a lot of desire.
All right.
That's right. Rob Wilson, he coming up in there. Brent in jail. You can't write Brent off neither. Brent wake up and can sneeze out $20,000 in premium.
Yeah.
Like, that's my running buddy right there. I just be looking out, I'll be like, he ain't right. How did he do that? It's like he had $10,000 in premium before he even leave the house. Shoot. Mike and Michelle, Matt Goodrich. So we got people winning the Rolexes. That's right. All right, then we got this other contest. See, okay, and the contest, keep in mind, you get to still keep all the commission. None of this stuff comes out of your check. You know what I'm saying? So Foresters, we're just talking about them, they got a contest going on where they're going to fly 12 producers, 12 agents up to their headquarters in Toronto to spend a week, a couple of days up there. And Andy also is going to take the his Inner Six, and it's going to be a crazy event. They're going to a basketball game, and when Foresters take you to a game, they don't take you in the 400 section. Y'all know the 400 section is nosebleed. You better put some tissue up under your top lip, keep your nose from bleeding. I went to a game at the Charlotte a couple years ago. One of my friends said, hey man, I got some free tickets. And you know when it's free, you know what you're getting. I didn't realize that Bank of America Stadium, like we were sitting up there right next to the lights. I'm like, bro, I could have stayed at the house and had a better view. But anyhow, so they're going to a Toronto Raptors basketball game. They're going to get to hang out and meet the executives, build relationships. See, one of the things that Albright had taught me very early, he was like, Terry, you better make friends before you need a friend.
Right.
And with your intelligence level, you're going to need some friends because you're going to need some help. So the Foresters contest, who we got? We got the top 9 veterans and the top 3 Rookies.
All right.
Let's see where that though. There it is though. All right, cool. So we got Debbie Ben. I told you that you can't count her out. Mike and Michelle Alleman, Jonathan and Megan, Eric and Bobby Belair, Mark Hutchison, Douglas B, Stephen M, Janina Wilson, part of Olga and Jason group. Then we got Jerry and Cassie, part of Andy Riddle's base shop. Then we got Michael and Angie Owens. Then we got Jake and Vera. Veray. Hey, Veray, I'm sorry. I went to public school, girl. And then we got Mia Fennell still in the running. That's right. But I told Mia when I was looking at it, I said, Lee Reyes, there's only one app right there. So Lee, hammer down, Bo. But Mia said that you're going to see some tail lights. All right? So power of 10, and that's the other thing I like about our company. It's all friendly competition. We can build relationships with each other so we can talk junk to each other, but still know that it's all from love. It ain't though nobody want to see anybody not do good, Tyra.
Right.
We just want to say, hey, is that all you got? Can you put a little bit more in? Can you run a little faster? Can you jump a little higher? You know what I'm saying? All right, so power of 10. The power of 10, we track because this is what we know. If a person issue pay one app, they probably ain't gonna stay around long. If they do 5, maybe, but if you can help somebody get 10 cases issue paid, more than likely you got a good shot that they're gonna stay around. So who we got for power of 10? Here we go, right here. Patrick M, part of Alex Abian's group. Natasha, good job, Natasha. That's right. William Saunders group, that's Dorian Saunders group. Vivian A, which is part of Albright's base. Also Sean B. Boom. Hey, Sean Boom. Yeah. Hey, Boom. Hey, That's all right. I was talking to Sean Boone about 3 weeks ago, and he was like, Terry, man, I'm trying to do this phone thing, man. I was like, Sean, you a shut down corner, baby. This dude played Division I football at North Carolina State. You know what I'm saying? See, if he would have played at Elizabeth City State where I went, I'd be like, I don't know if you can do this or not. But you played with the elite of the elite. You covered from hash mark to sideline. It was a no-fly zone, baby. And that's what we got to remind people, that they were already great before they got here. Okay. Just believe in your own greatness, and he done did it. There you go right there. I'm proud of you, Sean. That's all right. That's right. Hey, Sean, you going to make more money here than in the NFL, bro. Well, and you ain't got to worry about running, getting hit and concussions. And then Marquise H, part of Diane Lampin's group.
All right.
Woo! Good gracious. Y'all give it up. All right, last contest we're going to go over. Well, there's one more that's real personal to me, but I'm going to do this one next. Is we got this thing, it's 3 and it's free, okay? And the way that it works is it started on August the 14th. So if you contract 2 new licensed agents, you're going to get a T-shirt that's never going to be reproduced again. It's going to be an original, okay? And it's going to look something like that right there. Mine going to probably be a 2X. I'm going to try to work on getting it down to an XL, okay? If you win 2, you get you a T-shirt, and 3, you get this commemorative coin, this 2020 vision coin that we're going into 2020. What do you want and how do you get it, okay? So I can't read everybody that's on one because there's so many people that's killing it. But Jason and Tony Carey done contracted 31. We was up in Michigan having dinner, and she was talking junk. She was recruiting people in between bites of food and stuff. She was going crazy. She said she was going to do it. And Andy Riddle, they've been jawing back and forth. You know, Alex Abian done put in 18. Marissa, part of the ABC, Marissa. And Marissa, well, go ahead on with your pass. Don't let that little smile fool you. Oh my gosh. She is slaying it. Congratulations, Marissa. Brent and Jael Swindell, 11. Fitzgerald, 8. Jake and Belle Krause, 8. Nick and Viviana, 8. Yeah, you know they crazy. They moved from South Beach to North Carolina, Burlington. Woo! Yeah. Those some beautiful sights they done left. All right, Brandon and Ashley Beal, it went 7. Director Soto, Angela Manzo done got 7. That's right, that's the top 10 right there. I ain't going no more. But y'all see the other people that's killing it? All them people there, all them people. The question is, look, 2, anybody, we can do 2. Can we do 2? That's the thing I like about Albright is he don't set the bar so high that you can't get it, but he do set it so that you have to stretch. And the last competition that we got going on is this one right here. We got the battle between Detroit and Greensboro.
That's right.
Now let me tell y'all something. I was up there in Detroit last week. They got them out. They had people passing out handbills at the airport, up in the restaurant. They would say, hey, you look familiar. Come on in here. We having a party. They got them in the room. They had 91 people there. The energy was crazy. Thank you so much, Rogers with the S with your pretty self. His name is Rogers with the S on the end. He said he was so pretty, his mama wanted 2 of them. So she named him Rogers, right? Rogers picked me up from the airport. Him and Kim, and then the Stapleton couple came over, and then Yolanda. I mean, just a great group of people. The energy was amazing. And then Billy Crane came to my office and tore the club up, I heard. But let me tell you something, Billy Crane. I was watching you on the TWC last week. I was sitting in the airport, and you was talking trash. I said, yeah, you better talk it because I won't hear. But let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. I done called in reinforcement. Y'all got us by 7, but guess what? You don't let a heavyweight hang around until the 12th round, because mama said knock you out. And let me tell you, I done started a fist fight, and I'm talking directly to you, Billy. I done started a fist fight, and you done punched me in the face. But I done called my big brother, Andy Riddle. When my big brother come to Greensboro on Tuesday, they gonna call the fire marshal, they gonna call the border patrol, they gonna call Donald Trump, they gonna say, what in the world is going on? Where all these people coming from? So I'm gonna tell you right now, Detroit, you took a good shot. You took a good shot, but you didn't knock me out. Don't count us out, baby. Hey, Greensboro, y'all got my back. So Andy Riddle, all right, I better calm down.
Yes, there.
Andy Riddle. I'll tell you, hey, look, y'all know, like, say, my little son Isaiah, he the mouthy one. Elijah is the one who got the muscles and stuff, right? So Isaiah be like, Elijah scored a touchdown. Isaiah be like, yeah, y'all see what my brother just did to y'all? Like, so I done started a fight. I'm gonna call my big brother now to come clean up the mess. So Andy Riddle's gonna be here. Stephen Davies is gonna be in Detroit. And I know Detroit loves Stephen Davies and stuff like that, and he's all funny and stuff. But Stephen, you're gonna need to bring your jokes and Tinsley.
All right.
To help rub this whooping that we about to put up on you.
All right.
Daggone right. You're gonna have to get some sass for that swelling. All right. So we got all the preliminaries out the way.
Yeah.
Woo! Lord have mercy. Have fun. Make money.
That's right.
Make a difference. Where can you go and have this much fun? Working with people that you love. Working with people that you love, bro. It's crazy, ain't it? You ain't never seen nothing like this before, have you? I mean that. Say the same thing. All right, so we are going to talk about desire today, okay? Because desire is the X factor to how we take this thing to $1 billion, but not just how we take the Alliance to $1 billion, but how we take each of our agencies to we're making multiple millions, where we're owning our own jets, where we have our own leadership cabins, where we can fly our team in, when we are making such a massive difference across the country that people will write books and write documentaries about us. Does that make sense? So desire. Napoleon Hill says this right here in the book Think and Grow Rich. He says, the starting point of all achievement is desire. That's where it starts. And keep this constantly in your mind. And check this out. He said, weak desire brings weak results. Just as a small fire makes a small amount of heat. So the size of your desire is nothing more than a fancy word for like what we like to call around here is the want to.
Yeah.
The WANTTO, the want to.
Yes.
So the bigger the want, the bigger the obstacle that it's going to take you out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So desire is very important. And desire is a strong feeling of wanting to have something. It's wishing for something to happen. Like you are longing for it. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those feeble things like, it's not one of those things where you'd be like, it would be nice if. You know what I'm saying? Or I wonder how it would feel. You know, it's like when you got longing desire, you do crazy stuff. You walk up in houses that you know you can't afford just to see what it smells like.
That's right.
Huh?
That's right.
That's right. You
Yeah.
might can't stay on the beach all weekend, but you just scroll through and just peep in somebody's room. You know what I'm saying? Like desire will have you doing crazy stuff. Like y'all ever been, look, yeah, you know, you just looking. You trying to see, because you know your room, you know what it's looking like. It's a double bed, got that little desk and that coffee maker with them 2 plastic cups. And money be so tight, you call down to the front desk, be like, look, if I drink them waters, how much that's gonna cost? Y'all know what I'm talking about? We went to a hotel in Las Vegas one time, and we stayed at the Venetian, right? We ain't had no money, y'all. We stayed there though. They had the stuff on a tray. It was weighted. So if you just picked it up,
Right.
you didn't have to open it. If you picked it up, they charged you for it. I called down there to the front. I said, send hospitality up here. Just get the whole thing out of here. I don't want to have no confusion when I get ready to check out of here. So desire is something that you crave for. It'll have you doing crazy stuff. Like, have y'all ever been riding through these nice neighborhoods? You see the big old house and they got rocks in front of the house, not like crush and run rocks. I'm talking about big boulders.
Yeah.
You know, somebody intentionally put them there.
Right.
And then they got a Cadillac, an Escalade, they got a nice Mercedes, they got a pool out back. Have y'all ever been like, I'll be like, tell, slow down for a minute. I'm gonna go out there and knock on the door. Hey, what y'all do? Can I get up in it? What y'all do? How much is it to get in? You know what I'm saying? Desire will have you wanting the best for yourself.
Right.
Okay? And to have you doing crazy stuff. And now, surface desire will motivate you for a little while. You know what I'm saying? If you come to the Alliance, a surface desire is like, I want to make $50,000. Okay? Well, with our system, making $50,000 is not, like Brent Swindell make $50,000 in 3 days. You know what I'm saying? That's not what he do. That joker go out, write $20,000, $30,000 in premium, write $1 million annuity, and come back to the house like he ain't did nothing. I'd be like, good God Almighty, boy. But guess what? After you accomplish that, what's next? Okay? So a lot of times we come here, yeah, we come for the money, but after we get the money, what's next? And when we start talking about desire, we really start talking about what were we created for? What is our mission in life? Why did God breathe life into us? And there's 3 things to know about purpose, okay? So that's what we really talk. Desire is very much linked to your purpose, okay? Because if you understand what your purpose is and why you were created, it's going to take a lot of stuff to keep you from living out that mission. Andy Riddle told me this one day. Andy Riddle and I was talking, and he said, Terry, when you get to heaven, I was like, woo, that's a victory. Because sometimes I'll be wondering if I'm going to get in. I'm like, God, you sure I qualify? You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, he said when you get to heaven, Jesus is going to introduce you to somebody. And that somebody is who he made you to be. The question is, when he introduced you to him, are you going to be looking at your twin or are you going to be looking at a stranger? That messed me up. I was like, boy, I don't want to get there and see like I could have had all of that because of my insecurities and my lack of faith. I wasn't able to get it. Oh my God, just imagine you talking about regret. Oh my gosh. So 3 things that we got to know about our purpose. First of all is this right here. Our identity and purpose is only discovered really through a relationship with our higher power. Does that make sense? I believe in Jesus. I ain't pushing that on nobody. But when you look at what we're looking for and who we're looking for, one of the things with this Alliance Aiden character, this guy right here, right? One of the things that we look for is he believes in a higher power.
Right.
Because guess what? The only way to overcome what we got to go through in life, we got to first of all know who our source is.
Yeah.
Who is it that's giving us strength to fight, to get up out the bed every day, okay? The second thing about the purpose is this right here. God knew us before we was even formed in our mama's womb. He already put everything in us to carry out why he created us. So a lot of times we come to the Alliance and we may have some success early on, but then when things get tough, you get a couple of no-shows, or somebody cuss you out on the phone, or somebody slammed the door, somebody called the law on you. Then you start questioning everything about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I remember I went to this guy's house over there in Rural Hall. He said, buddy, I told you not to come. So I'm like, I don't know why they always have me coming out here to these people that don't even want to see me. So I be acting crazy. And then I said, but look, you feel this out, right? He was like, yeah. I said, well, I ain't trying to cause no trouble. I just want to get this in. He said, I guess you best get off my property. I said, you right. So God already knew us, and guess what? His purpose is way greater than anything that we can comprehend. But the question is, can we push through to get there? And then number 3, our purpose is designed for eternity. Y'all know the reason that Andy Albright created Alliance was for prosperity, inspiration, and eternity. And us living out our purpose is what's going to get us into the eternity that we were meant to have. So a lot of times we're thinking about what we do. We're so focused on the dials. We're so focused on the product. But can we focus on our calling? And the Alliance is just the vehicle that funds our calling. Right. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I like it in the Circle of You. Andy talks about that his true mission is to build people. Notice he didn't say to sell more insurance. It won't to amass a certain amount of money in the bank and get all these cars. His purpose is to build people, and when you build the people build the business, and when you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want by default. Can somebody help me out up in here?
Yeah.
So now when you really understand that we're not working to sell insurance, we're not working to recruit people, we're working to build people, now we're talking about, it ain't even about us no more. It ain't even about, it's now about the mission. The mission is to destroy poverty in America, one household at a time, starting with mine. Come on here, somebody.
Yeah.
Because you can't help somebody until you can help yourself.
That's right.
And then the other thing is this right here. It's about the mission. It's about prosperity, inspiration, and eternity. It's about not letting the team down.
Right.
One of the things that I do not want to do is let my family down.
Yeah.
I don't want to let Andy Riddle down. I don't want to let Jason the Ogre. I don't want to let Andy Riddle, Marsalis, Albright. I don't want none of them. I don't want to let y'all down.
Yeah.
Everybody in the Alliance, because guess what? All of us are connected.
Yep.
So if I fail, a part of all of us fail. But as I achieve, as you achieve, all of us achieve. Because there are going to be times in this business you're going to wonder, am I cut out for this? And then you look at somebody like a Quincy Jordan, that joker come up around and go right 4 or 5 grand in premium. You be like, yeah, if he can do it, I'm good. I'm good. Everybody needs that story. Everybody needs a Jane Hill in your life.
Yeah.
That will call you. Let me tell you what Jane Hill did. We getting ready for National Convention, and she called. She was like, Terry, I got all these extra tickets. You know anybody who we could be a blessing to?
That's right.
And because of that, we were able to have more people at National Convention than ever before. And Jane makes no money off of our organization. And to be in relationship with people who ain't thinking about a dollar bill all the time, that's crazy talk to me. So it really, one of the tools that you can use is on the NA University. It's called, are you a lover or a hater? So what you do is you write down the things that you love versus the things that you hate. And what one would make you do it better? Is it for the things that you love, or is it the things that you hate? I'm a hater. It's certain things that I just hate. I hate the fact of if my wife asks for something and I got to ask her how much it costs. I don't like that. If she asks for it, I want to be able to give it to her, right? So that's what would cause me to go out and do. So that's a resource that's out there that, and this system that we have is crazy. If you go on advanced resources and look at some of those NA universities, those advanced courses, oh my God, that stuff will mess you up. So I'm super excited to be hosting with my girl today. I mean, this girl, I've known this girl since she was in the 5th grade, y'all. Knee high to a whippersnapper, huh? And she done growed up. Daggone right. And done became my wife, done took my last name, done had my baby, done raised my family. And the crazy part about it has been a constant support, not from day one.
No.
But since she had a desire to be a part of this company and help build this business, she has come on and been killing the game, building relationships all across the alliance and helping support our business. And I don't know how she do it all. We got a busy life. We got 4 children. We got a lot going on. We got aging parents. Our grandparents are getting older. We got a lot going on. But one of the things I love about this girl right here is that no matter what she got going on, she finds a way to get it done. And a big part of her getting it done is desire. And it's been a blessing to watch this girl that I knew come out of her cocoon. And I'll say this, I'll leave it alone. Mother's Day, she was invited to speak at her mama's church, at the home church she was raised in. And she did a phenomenal job. After she finished talking, the preacher got up. The preacher done knowed her all her life, right? The preacher got up. He said, Tia, I didn't even know you could talk. Because she was always shy and reserved. But I'm telling you, she is killing this thing. She is an awesome support system for me and the children. And I'm just so happy that we get to do this thing together. And look, light them up. Light them up. Okay. Light them up.
Yeah, y'all. Hey, y'all. We do have a lot going on. And I hate he brought up the grandparents. My granddad is in the hospital, and God, I hate you did that. But and Monday, I actually went and spent the whole day with my granddad. And so I was getting this stuff together as well. And so I'm gonna be a little transparent with y'all. So I was procrastinating a little bit, right? Normally whenever I have to speak or do TWC, I don't go to sleep at all the night before. And so last night, well, this morning at 2:30, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna just get up in the morning, I'm gonna finish it out. And so I told Terry, I said, Terry, he said, well, how you do? I said, well, I got one more thing I gotta work on.
I went on to sleep.
I said, Terry, I got one more thing I gotta work on. And just the words of hard words, encouraging words that Terry gave me this morning, I really needed it. Because what he told me, and I wanna let y'all know this too, he said, Tia, you go to all of the TWCs, you go to all of these conventions, you go to all of the hot spots, and you listen to all these audios, you're reading all these books, you already have it in you. So if I can tell y'all something today, each and every one of you in here, if I have it in me, y'all have it in y'all as well, okay?
That's right. Tell them, girl.
So we're gonna talk about the desire to belong.
That's
so
right.
when we first got started, when Terry first got started, like he said, I was a little iffy about what was going on and everything. And I came to the convention. I wasn't sure, y'all, where I would actually fit in here. You know, I wasn't sure if Terry was going to take this thing on by himself. I wasn't sure if I just wanted to be that stay-at-home mama or if I wanted to participate, go out and sell or do the recruiting. And so when I went to the convention, this is why it's very important that y'all get to the national convention in January. January the 23rd through the 26th. You need to get here. You need to bring your friends, your spouse, your parents with you here, because that convention in July of 2015 changed my life. It was just like when you come here, you just hear all of the stories from the single moms, Andy. You hear the stories of the wives on how they're supporting their spouses. You hear wives talking about how they're helping their spouse out in the business. And then you just see the couples on stage just sharing their stories, pouring their hearts out. And so that's how, and you may even hear how you can relate to somebody when you see them on stage as well. And then even belonging in the hot spots. Like the hot spots are so important. Like just seeing new people, with old people starting to come back to our hot spot.
Right.
Like you bet, we got you bet back
Yeah,
in Greensboro.
he back, baby.
And then we got Jamie. We got Jamie back in our hot spot. You know, this is a place where we belong as a family. So to belong, there's 3 things we have to do to belong. We have to make a decision. So a lot of times, you know, the enemy try to play with our minds. And a lot of times it's our own, you know, it's our self-talk telling us, you know, are we good enough? It's telling us like it told me, like, how can I fit in here? You know, I'm not the Levin Tovages. I'm not Mike and Noel. You know, they're both doing their thing. I ain't married. So how will this fit in for me? Can I really fit in here at the Alliance?
Yeah.
I want to let you know that you do. It's just making the decision. Just knowing what it is that you want to achieve. And you have to put it on your calendar, but not just put it on your calendar. We have to put in the action.
That's what they do.
So it's like today is like I'm not just talking to y'all. I'm talking to myself today.
All right.
So we got to put in that action, you know. Then the second thing, we got to make that commitment. To belong, we got to make that commitment. For the last few months, me and Tara have been wanting to do more with the recruiting.
That's right.
So we had to get around Andy Riddle more. Continue on listening to Andy Albright, being around Chris Hill, having him to pour into us. And one thing I remember Andy Riddle telling us, T and Tara, he was like, y'all got to slow down. So we wonder how Andy Riddle and the Carries and them are doing the 31 recruiting. Because they're slowing down, taking time with the new people that they have. So that's what me and Tara are starting to do, slow down.
That's right.
And then also getting committed also means sacrifice. Sometimes we may have to eat later. Later lunch or later dinner to stay on that phone. Going to work out earlier instead of going out work out during the daytime. Sometimes we're going to either have to sacrifice family time. Sometimes we ain't going to be able to make it to those family reunions that we want to go see our cousins at. Because sometimes we just got to sacrifice. We got to put in that time.
And don't even invite me to the family reunion no more.
No, they already know.
No, because they already know. I'm going to try to get them in.
That is true.
I've been trying to get them in. Like my family, a lot of them, they need an opportunity. So I'll be trying to get them in. Everything I be in, I'll be like, look, y'all got to get in on this. Like, they be like, wait, I don't see you making no money. So I went to a family reunion the year before last. I look, this one we in, it's legit. For real, we making real money. They won't get in, so they don't even invite us no more.
So they're just watching.
They're just watching.
And then when you sacrifice, you also have to invest. So we got to invest our time. We got to invest the money and the energy, our time, spending more time on the phone, doing more dials when we need to be doing them. Money, we have to invest, do more ZipRecruiter. Indeed, we have to do more QRAs, whatever it is that we need to do to grow our business, that's what we need to be doing.
That's right.
The energy, working out more so that we can be doing more work, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I wasn't talking to you,
Yes,
Tara.
you was.
And then number three, we have to take ownership. To belong here at the Alliance, just take the ownership. And a lot of times people wonder, well, how do I get a seat? How do I get a seat at the table? How do I get a seat around Andy? There's a seat already waiting for us. We just got to take ownership. I ain't trying to cuss. We just got to take ownership of that seat.
Yeah, sit
you
down.
go ahead on and claim that seat.
So this is the thing about the seat at the table, right? Just imagine you walking around a table and the plates are already fixed. The food is already, you got your main dish, you got your sides, you got your Kool-Aid, everything, you got your silverware sitting down. And you walking around the table, all that food there, and it's one seat at the table, you walk around talking about, ooh, I sure am hungry. Ooh, I sure am hungry. What you gonna do? Ask for something, wait for somebody to ask you to sit down? Girl, sit down at the table and get you something to eat.
That's right.
The table, Andy Albright has already prepared the meal.
That's right.
The question is, will you sit down? So many people are trying to negotiate if I'm qualified to sit down. Well, if I sit down, what are they going to think about me? Or what if I get a splinter? Or whatever. Just sit down.
Sit down.
Just stop thinking and sit down. That's all you got to do. Sit down and eat.
Put in the work. We got to put in that work.
Yeah.
Put in the work. You want the seat? Put in the work. That's what we got to do.
That's right.
And we got to have the want to.
That's true.
So that means we got to go when we don't want to go. We got to go and help more families when we don't want to. We got to pick up the phone more.
That's right.
Do those sales calls, do those recruiting calls. We got to travel more. We got to travel outside the state more and go and see agents out there.
Yes, ma'am.
We got to, love the Debbie the Downers that we may have on our team.
That's right.
Love them.
That's
okay?
right.
We got to just do what it is that we got to do to get that seat. And if you want that seat, these are just the things that we just got to do. So if you feel like me, if you feel like you're not doing what you need to do, or if you feel like you need to change something, make that change.
That's right.
Maya Angelou says, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude.
Wow.
Don't complain about it.
Wow.
When you're ready to belong, all you have to do is make that decision.
That's right.
All we have to do is make that commitment. And all we have to do, Terry, is take ownership.
That's right. That's right. So now you know that you can belong. I like the way we say it is you can belong before you can behave.
Right.
But this is the thing right here. Now you can belong, right? You get up in here. Most people struggle because they want to stay the same, right? They fight the process. They fight the system.
Right.
The system that I love about the system is no respecter of person. It don't matter who you are. If you do the dials, you can book the appointments. And I don't care how horrible you are in the home. If you book 20 appointments, you're going to come home with some food in your bag. Y'all put premium in the, you know what I'm saying? Premium.
Right.
That's what you will come home with. So the thing about it is this right here. Why do people fight the process? Why? Okay, this is a volunteer army. Nobody drafted you to be the part of the alliance. You hired yourself. Somebody extended the opportunity, and you said, yeah, I'll do it. So if you say you're going to do it, why not behave right? Why not come in and say, you know what? If I'm going to play in y'all sandbox, tell me the rules. Because if I play by the rules, I'm going to more than likely get what I want faster, right?
Right.
So why don't people behave once they get up in here? First of all, most people don't behave because they don't know what to do. They don't know clearly what is their next step. Tia talked about slowing down to speed up. A lot of times we got to slow down and tell people, this is how you come to a hot spot. This is what to expect. This is how you dress.
Right.
This is what time you need to be there. This is the person you need to talk to, right? So the number one reason people don't perform is because they're not clear on what they're supposed to do. And when you look at our playbook, I thought I had that up here somewhere. I got it right here though. It talks about how we're supposed to behave. We got our core values, right? We even got a book. We even got a book right here. The House of Values and Behaviors. So once you decide to become a part of this family, pick this book up and read it. And it's very clear. The thing I love about the Alliance, Albright and what him and Jeff Bright did is, most companies, they got their values on a wall, on a placard or something. You don't see nobody living it. We done put it in writing, and we released it out to the world.
That's right.
And say, this is how we're going to act, hold us to it.
Right.
All right? So most people don't know what to do. The second thing is they don't know how to do it. So, but first of all, this is the how-to. And that's crazy. Look, that's what it say on the playbook. How do we behave? That's what it say.
That's what I said.
It's just clear as day. Excellence, service, integrity, accountability, respect, compassion, community, and gratitude. Those are the things that embody us. Now, I know a lot of people don't come from homes where you sit around the dinner table and talk about values and how you're going to behave, because that ain't the way we grew up. My mama was working. By the time she got home, she fixed us something to eat. She went to bed. We got up, did it the next morning. It wasn't a lot of time to figure out, you know. But she did take us to church, and we picked up on stuff at church and stuff like that, right? But if you won't raise, like, you can really adopt. You can't argue with this stuff right here.
Right.
If you find somebody that want to argue with that, you just found somebody that just want to argue. Don't entertain that.
No.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, and then how do you do it? So how do you behave?
Yeah.
When we start talking about excellence, we talk about we're going to be deliberate. We're going to be intentional, right? Nothing just happens. Nothing just happens. Have you ever talked to a woman or a girl or something like that, and you be like, "Oh, you pregnant?" Yeah, it just happened. No, it just didn't happen. It was something that led up to it. Y'all Google that, okay? We talk about setting the bar high, right? Being proactive, like knowing, like being proactive, being calculated, okay? And then this is the big one: investing in your capacity. A lot of times we come to the Alliance with a spirit of, what can I get out of it? What can you do for me? But the ones who really build massive agencies, what they say is, what can I do to help push this thing to $1 billion, right? Service, we're going to acknowledge all forms of communication, greet everybody with enthusiasm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was talking to an agent today, he had me fired up. Hector down in where he at? Atlanta, Georgia, Yeah, I was talking to Hector. He said, man, I said, you go to the meeting last night with Steve Thomas? He was like, yeah, man. He said, Doc Rock was at the meeting last night. I said, oh, I know he lit it on fire. He said, let me tell you, Hector's about 23 years old. He was fired up.
He was.
And I was like, Hector, we got to be enthusiastic, because this is the thing. If you are here, right, you wake up and you at this level right here of your enthusiasm. By the time you look at your cell phone, scroll through Instagram, scroll through Facebook, check an email, get a bill collector call, by the time you walk out the house, you way down here. But just imagine if you wasn't enthusiastic and you was getting out of bed just saying, well, I'm going to wake up and see what happened today. You know, more than likely, I ain't going to find nobody, I ain't going to sell nothing. You already defeated before you leave the house.
That's right.
So the people who are the most enthusiastic are the people that know that before I get out my house, I'm going to have to overcome some junk.
Yeah.
I've got to overcome self-talk. I got to overcome my crazy kids.
Yeah.
I got to overcome, I ain't got no milk, and I done poured the cereal in the bowl. All hell is breaking loose, right? So I know I got to be up here, because by the time I lay down that night, I'm going to be down here. So that's why it's important to start high. It's just like your GPA. I tell the kids when they go into college, look, them common courses, them first 2 years, get that GPA up.
That's
so
right.
if you get a C or a D in your major, it won't hurt as bad. But if you start out with a 2.5 and then you get a D, you getting ready to go home. Huh?
You're right.
We talk about integrity, keeping your word. Your word is your bond.
Yeah.
When did it become okay not to honor your commitments? When did it come okay just to yakety your gums and not fulfill your commitment? You know, it's like, it's nothing more disappointing than seeing someone live beneath where they know they should be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm talking to myself right there, because God knows I need a lot of help.
All right.
Accountability. This is a big one right here. Accountability, a lot of people think being accountable is like somebody holding me accountable, but accountability is all about self-discipline. Hold yourself accountable. Go back to that desire, right? Think before you act. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we are very bad, or people are very bad behind a keyboard. You get them behind a keyboard, they'll cuss you out, talk to you about your mama and everything. But this is the thing, think before you act, because guess what? Once you act, people are judging you based on what you did to them, and they're judging themselves based on their intentions. Right. So you got to think before you act, because even if you didn't mean to, once you done it, you done did it.
Yeah.
You can't undo it. Respect. Be tolerant with people. That's big. Be tolerant and accepting of people. Let people know that they are good enough to belong. You know what I'm saying? The thing I love about Nick Toffenboss is he up in here like a boss was coming to the meeting for about a long time. And I reached over and told him one day, we was talking, I said, hey, bro, you reckon you got a necktie around the house laying around? If you ain't got one, I got one you can get if you want it. That joker came up in the meeting the next week with a three-piece suit on. He's been coming with a three-piece suit on for the last year.
Yeah.
Leading by, like, that's the thing. But the thing was, he never felt bad about not, but he just didn't know that, hey, what I was trying to get him to see too was, if we dress ourselves up, our confidence is going to go up. And when our confidence is up, we can walk in a room with a different type of swag, and people are going to be attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? Take ownership of your choices. Tia talked about that. Like, if it's to be, it's up to me. A lot of times people, like, I got a friend, he was on Facebook yesterday talking about the school bus drivers didn't get no raise. So he was like, they want us to drive. Now, he won on video, so I'm just impersonating. They want us to take on more routes. They want us to be happy, and they ain't giving us no raise. So I put in the comments, I was like, hey, bro, I got an opportunity for you. You ain't got to put up with that junk. He was like, thanks, but no thanks, Terry. I'm good. People love to blame other people. They think it comes from a place of strength that I can blame somebody, but that's the weakest point, is when you will blame. You got everything in you. You got the system. Andy Albright has created a system where people from all different walks of life come together to help each other.
That's right.
Like, I'm fired up about that. So we could talk on and on about that stuff there, respect and compassion and community. And the big thing about community is being unified, you know, keeping one mindset, and then just being grateful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being grateful that we have the opportunity to get up and do what we do. You know, I love the fact that on Monday, I knew she needed to want to go see her granddaddy. She ain't had to call out for PTO. She was just like, hey, I'm gone. I'm all right. See you tonight. You come back tonight and tomorrow when you come back. Because I can't keep all them kids by myself. I'm going to have to call my... Just let me know when you come back so I can get somebody to come over here and help me. I can't handle them.
You got it.
But why is it important to behave? Why? Because then you're in alignment. All right? Have you ever drove a car that was out of line? Yes, it will eat up some tires. You will burn more gas. It's going to cost you more than to go get the $69 alignment. You talk about two tires, that's about $130. $69 alignment, right? But so many times we're driving, and you know the car needs alignment when you turning, right? You driving straight, but your wheel look like you're turning. Like, come on, bruh. But when we're in alignment, we're going to get where we're going faster, cheaper than what we ever thought possible. It's going to help us stay accountable to each other. It's going to help us persevere. But most importantly, when we are in alignment and we're behaving alike, we now have power. And when we have power, the enemy don't even show up to the fight. They forfeit before they even show up. That's how you know you got a bad team, is when the other team don't even show up. And you win. That's what alignment does for us. So not only do we have to have a desire, we have to long to belong, but now we have to have a true desire to know what, I'm up in here now. I'm going to do everything that I can to be a good Alliance citizen. I'm not going to be the one that causes somebody to stumble because I'm out of line. So I'm going to turn it back over to my girl.
So we're going to talk about desire to contribute, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
So what do I mean by contribute? It means that we come together as a team to achieve a goal. So in the House of Values, Andy talks about, you know, one of our core values is excellence. So Jeff Bright, you know, he has his formulas in the book, right? So in the part of excellence, it talks about pride plus winning spirit plus contribution. So when we contribute, we're honoring our commitment to our team, y'all.
That's right.
So we're honoring our commitment to the Alliance. So there's a story that talks about the chicken and the pig, y'all. So the chicken and the pig, right, they were walking down the street, y'all, and they came up to this grocery store, right? And so on the grocery store window, it talks about eggs and bacon needed. Eggs and bacon needed. And so the chicken was like, oh, I am all in. All right, so I'm gonna contribute the eggs, right? And then the chicken said, well, good for you. I'm gonna contribute the bacon. I'm gonna do the bacon because I am committed. But what we have to realize is that in order to win as a team, it's gonna take our contributions plus commitments and merge them together to be successful.
That's right.
So Peter Drucker said, unless commitment is made, there are only promises and hopes, but no plans. He says, unless commitment is made, there are only promises and hopes, but no plans. So guys, we have to commit to doing the do. We know that what we want We got to know what we want, and then when we know what we want, we got to take action. We got to put in that work. That's right. So we got to know what we want, and then we got to know how we want to go and get it.
That's
and then we got to just go and do it.
That's right.
So y'all, we all know that we're working towards helping the Alliance become a $1 billion company.
Yeah,
right?
we are.
And so we all know there's one thing that we got to do. We got to sell, we got to recruit, and we got to build.
That's right.
But another way that we can help the Alliance go to another level, go to the $1 billion, is also bringing in our strengths and putting our strengths on the table.
That's right.
And doing our best. To bring the best to the table, we have to only compete with ourselves.
That's good. That's big.
So
right
we
there.
can't look at other people and what they're doing. We got to look at Andy Riddle because him and the Carries, they're setting the examples.
Right.
Andy Albright, they're setting the example.
Right.
But we got to stay focused on what it is that we want. We
right.
got to stay focused on ourselves.
That's right.
And not worry about other people. Because what happens is when we start looking at other people, it slows us down.
That is true.
So it not only slows us down as an individual, but it slows our whole team down.
That's big
Our
right there.
team is the Alliance.
That's right.
So we ain't trying to slow us down from getting to the $1 billion, right?
I know that's right.
We trying to get there even faster.
Talk
so
to them.
only look at ourselves. Oops. All right, so when we bring our best to the table, it also encourages us to take action in our own lives.
Yeah, it do.
It requires us to ask ourselves a couple of questions. What else can I do?
What else can I do?
What
That's a good
else can
question.
I do a little bit more of? Can I pick up the phone a little bit more? Can I go out in the community and meet more people versus just being in the office and calling resumes? What else can I do a little bit more of?
That's right.
And how else can I win? Where are you trying to be on the levels chart? How else can we win? Are we trying to win this trip?
Oh, yeah.
What else are we trying to win? And so I'll just leave y'all with this. When we contribute either by, so when we contribute, we either experience results or we either helping somebody else succeed.
That's right.
So we're either helping ourselves grow, and if we're not helping ourselves grow, that means we're automatically helping our team.
That's right.
So Terry, you want to take over?
Yep. That's good right there. So the next desire that we have to have is the desire to stretch. You know, we got the desire to grow. We as humans, we're just like rubber bands. And until our rubber band is stretched, it ain't effective, right? And we have to, if we want to be effective, we have to stretch and grow. And one of the most costliest mistakes or thoughts that people have is thinking that success is due to someone's genius or they got that it factor that we don't have. And really, success is just a result of other people stretching to the challenges that they face. That's the only thing success is. People that are successful, they're the ones who stretched when the times got tough and they kept going. And what they figured out was, if I got through that, now my capacity is bigger. Not only have I gotten through that, but when I'm leading somebody and they're going through that, I can remember how it felt to be in that situation and tell them exactly how I felt and what I found that worked out for them. Does that make sense? So we got to stretch, right? And on the other hand, failure comes when we shrink and we run from our challenges. That's when we fail. Failure is in the hiding. Failure is in the isolation. Failure is in the ignoring, which is like ignorance, right? Is that sort of like the same word? Yeah. So that's when we fail. We fail, Jasmine, when we don't try.
Yeah.
That's when we fail. And most people, when they come up against something, you know, when we come up against something that's bigger than us and it feels like it's overwhelming us, our natural tendency is to retreat back to what was comfortable. You guys realize the moment that your mind, check that, the moment that your spirit makes a decision to do better, your mind immediately starts looking for excuses as to why you can't do it. Your spirit tells you yes, but then your mind justifies why you shouldn't. Come on here.
Yep.
That's good stuff right there.
It is.
That's the battle that we are all fighting right now. We are not where we want to be, Mia, but we ain't where we used to be, and we're stuck in the middle. And when we're stuck in the middle, we're still believing what we want, but our mind is telling us that we are fraud.
All right.
And when the mind is telling us that we are fraud, what it does is it causes us not to lead in the capacity that we know. So you can be in the middle and lead.
All right.
You think Andy Albright have arrived? Heck no, he's in the middle.
Yeah.
Andy Riddle, has he overcome a lot of stuff?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But has he gotten to his destiny? No. But look how he is leading and stretching.
That's right.
So what I would
That's
give
fair.
everybody that's listening to this call, yes, you are not where the train has left the station. No, you have not gotten to your destination.
All right.
But on the ride, let's lead, baby.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing
That's
done.
all right.
We do not have to justify our middle. We don't have to justify that. We don't owe anybody an explanation for nothing.
Right, that's good.
We don't owe our family an explanation, because guess what? They want you to come back
That's
over
right.
here because it's comfortable and cozy and they miss you.
Yep.
But I'd much rather for them to miss me than me miss my destiny.
Yeah.
It's more costly for you to miss what your destiny
Wow.
than to be in the comfort of your friends and people who just want you to go to Thirsty Thursday.
All right.
And I like a good
All
beer.
right.
But now, when I drink a beer, I'm drinking it with people who are stretching me.
Yeah.
It's nothing more than sitting on the couch drinking a beer with somebody talking about what they used to do
All right.
and what they used to be. And you remember that time when we was in high school
All right.
and we beat this boy up and all this and that carrying on. You know, the memories. The thing about a used to be is a used to be don't make no honey, baby. It's a used to be. It's dead. Those times are gone.
Yeah.
The people who are winning in life know that their future is so much greater than the past. It's not that we don't remember where we come from, but we just can't stay there. Even in the middle, you have to trick yourself. Yeah, I'm in the middle, but my mind is at the end. That's why Stephen Covey said you have to begin with the end in mind. Because if you always focus on what I ain't got, who don't like me, who talking about me, they said this and they said that. I got a question to ask you. Who are they? They ain't even got a name. They hide behind their keyboards and stuff, and they post about us and stuff like that. But y'all realize it's more days in the stands watching than players on the field playing. They pay the cost of admission to watch us get paid, baby. You go to an NFL game, it's 70,000 people. 70,000 people in the stands, and it's only a couple of people on the field making multiple millions. They are paying to watch you get paid, baby. But you got to understand that. It's just like I used to be a drum major in the band, right? And when we used to have our strut, boy. We used to have our strut, right? We be marching when we get up there, and then guess what I do? I turn the back on them. And then I shake it and rattle. And I shake it and rattle. It's going to come a time where you got to turn your back to the audience and conduct your band. Your band is who we call the Alliance. It's the band of brothers. It's the band of sisters who are all in the middle. We're all in the middle. Sometimes we forget. We think that Paul Roberts have arrived. It's a good place where they are. I ain't taking nothing from what they're doing. But guess what? They're in the middle too. They're in the stretch. So what we got to do is we got to find out. I got to call Andy Riddle. I got to say, Riddle, when you was at this point in the business like I am right now, this is what I'm feeling. What did you do? I can't talk to him about what he's doing right now because he's at a different place. I got to go back and say, look, when you was where I was, what was you thinking?
All right.
So why don't we reach? We don't reach because of fear. Fear of the unknown. I went to church Sunday, and the preacher messed me up. The preacher said he hated the weather. His daddy hated the weatherman. He said his dad would sit there and watch the weatherman just start cussing the weatherman out. He cussing the weatherman out, said the weatherman lied, said it was going to rain, and it didn't rain yesterday. And then you live here in North Carolina, right? The forecast of snow. It ain't got a drop fall, but the forecast of it 3 days down the road, they shutting school down, Walmart ain't got no bread, ain't got no milk or nothing. So what it does is it paralyzes people just on what could happen. They stay in the house. They go buy up all the bread. They Netflixing and chilling. The thought of a hurricane, the hurricane ain't even came yet, but they can't make no phone calls. You got to be like Michelle Alderman. When the forecast of a hurricane is coming, they locked down the house, and they went and ran business 3 or 4 hours away. The hurricane didn't even affect them. But what I'm saying is the forecast, sometimes we get stuck and paralyzed thinking the worst is going to happen when 9 times out of 10 what we're thinking is going to happen ain't even a possibility of happening. But we're stuck.
Yeah.
Another reason we don't stretch is because we get satisfied, so comfortable, we're good. And good is the enemy of great. We're comfortable. A little bit of laziness. So how do you stretch? Most of us got to get motivated to stretch. It ain't just that we're going to just happen to do it on our own. There's a story about this guy, right? So it's a football team. So the football team, it's the fourth quarter, about a minute left. They up by 6 and they got the ball. The only thing they got to do is just run out the clock, all right? So the coach called the quarterback over to the sideline and say, hey, come here, look at here. Run a 32 dive straight up the middle, keep the ball in bounds, let the clock run out, all right? Break, huddle. Quarterback get to the huddle, look here. I know coach called a run. They thinking we're going to run. Let's do a flywheel pass on 2. We're going to catch them off guard. Break. They break the huddle. Quarterback drop back, throw the ball. That daggone cornerback read the whole play. I mean, and the cornerback, this dude is world-class speed, like Sean Boone fast. Shut down corner, picks the ball, intercepts the ball. The daggone boy's running. He see the end zone, right? The quarterback, he known for being slow. So he takes off and run, right? Try to catch the boy, the speedster. The quarterback finally catches him on the 5-yard line, saved the game. They did win the game, right? So the news reporter asked the coach after the game, said, Coach, I know your quarterback is not known for being the fastest, the most nimble, but how in the world did he catch Sean Boone? The coach said, Sean Boone was running for 6 points. My quarterback was running for his life. Sometimes we got to realize that we're in a race and we're running for our life. Our life is on the line. Our legacy is on the line. Our children's destiny is on the line. But a lot of times we don't move until desperate situations. But guess what? There's some desperate situations right now that we're dealing with. I don't know about y'all, but I got a couple of situations in my life, and I'm running like hell. Because what I know is this right here. The moment I stop running, my fears catch up with me. I'm not trying to outrun my fears. I'm just trying to outpace them. Come on here. They coming, but I just got to be one step ahead of them.
Yeah. That's good.
We stretch by walking in the light of day. That's what we call it at Alliance. Duplicate, associate, edify. I know y'all spell day, D-A-Y. We spell it D-A-E. Duplicate. We got to copy people who have already done it. All right?
Yes.
And the thing about copying and associating is this right here. It allows you to escape your present to be around with people that's experiencing your future. The thing I love about Andy Albright is he continues to share the fruits of his labor. Not as a token to say, nah, boo-boo.
Right.
Just to say, look, you in the fight, but this is what you gonna get to do.
Yep.
Like when we went dove hunting on Labor Day at his cabin, it's a redneck resort. We had guns everywhere. Austin, he'd come up in there, he had on his Timberlands. I was like, he ain't never been hunting before. I was like, we're going to have to get him some camo. I sent Beth a picture. Beth talking about something, Terry Edwards in camo? I'm like, yeah, girl. But it was funny because we getting ready to go out, the sun coming up, so we getting ready to go out to our little post and everything. And Andy like, hey, everybody good on guns? Everybody, you got a gun? Everybody, I got some more guns back there. And so the birds stopped flying, but we were lighting them up for a little while. I guess one of them saw his cousin go down. He went back to the roost to say, hey, look, it's hot over there. Let's just lay down a little bit longer. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, little birdie. Go to sleep. But as I walked around that property, I was just so grateful that first of all I was invited.
That's right.
And then when you get around it, you start to see, you know what? That joker put on his pants one leg at a time just like me. Oh yeah, he drank that Pepsi-Cola and he burped. oh, that's my type of guy right there. You realize that, and you start thinking like, if he can do this, this could be my property. If I'm willing to copy and do what he did, right? And then Jane Hill was out there shooting and stuff. I said, Lord, that girl's gonna get her arm shot off. The gun, y'all know, the gun is bigger than Jane. She had on her little sunglasses. But association allows you to escape for a little while. Sometimes just a little break. You need a little break from your current reality. You need a little break. One of my friends, she's a teacher over in East Winston-Salem, and it's not the most desirable neighborhood. So they took the kids on a field trip and took them downtown Winston-Salem, literally less than 2 miles from their current home. Did y'all know those children, some of those kids thought they were in another city?
Yep.
Because they were only accustomed to seeing what they saw. But sometimes a little short trip can change your perspective. That's why coming to these meetings are so important. To get around at, the night hours are where it really go down at. Where you can really say, okay, well, he ain't in front of everybody. He gonna let one fly. Yeah, I'm gonna let it fly, Bo. But what you're gonna see is that these are ordinary people. Stephen Davis, that dude is hilarious all the time. But he's also very authentic. Like what you see on stage is what you get off stage. And I'm like, okay, I could build a life with that joker. I get more committed.
Right.
The association is designed to get you more committed. Are we trying to brainwash you? Yeah. Truth be told, we need it. Because the bad programming, and the other thing about the bad programming is this right here. A lot of times, Tyron, you're 24 years old, right? It's took you 24 years to get the thought processes and the behaviors that you have right now. How arrogant will it be to think that you're gonna come here and in 1 year be making $100 grand and doing all this and that? Not saying that it's not possible, but it might take 2 years. Can you be a little patient with us to help you get secure in some places where you're leaning, to help change your mindset in some places? Because sometimes when we go to our family reunion, we sit around our uncles and them, they be talking some crazy stuff, bro. That stuff will mess your mind up, brother. And it ain't that they intentionally doing it, but what I'm saying is most people come here, if we only sell money, $500 a pop, and they don't make $500 in 2 weeks, they quitting. But we got to get good at selling people the dream. What is it that you want, buddy? What are the 5 things that you want?
That's right.
Are you a lover or a hater?
That's right.
What is the 5 things that you don't want? Because the moment you start fighting for the things you don't want, just look at that list of what you don't want. That's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So we have to be patient and grow with people.
That's good.
The stretching, the growing, it's a painful process, but it's a necessary process. Because when you're stretching and growing, you're having to look yourself in the mirror, and you already know the areas that you need growing in. And like I know the areas I need growing in, and my shirt is a shirt that my wife bought me for Father's Day, and I told her it was too tight, I couldn't button it up, but don't take it back to the store, and I'm up in here today, and I've been breathing the whole time. When I first put it on, I was like this right here. Is it too small, you tell? Most of the time, she'd be like, take it off, take it off. But today she said, I think it'll work. I said, I'm going to wear it today, baby. So go ahead, girl. Talk about the next design.
All right. So the desire to win, y'all. So when I think of the desire to win, I think of Lou Holtz. He's the famous college football coach, y'all, from Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
And so he has an acronym for WIN. Well, WIN is an acronym, and it says, what's important now?
That's good.
So he says that what he actually had his football players to do every single day, 35 times a day, ask themselves that question, what's important now? When they wake up in the morning, what's important now? When they're in class and in study hall, what's important now? When they're in the gym lifting weights,
Yeah, that's good.
what's important now?
Right now.
When they're on the sideline or right there on the football field, game day.
Game day.
What's important now?
Right now.
So what we have to ask ourselves, what's important now here at the Alliance? So number one, first thing that's important right now is our attitude. And it's communicating with a positive attitude. That's one of our 8 steps.
That's right.
So I don't know about y'all. Terry been talking about our family, and a lot of times some of them just have that negative talk. Not all of them, but just some of them just have that negative talk. You know,
Right.
like why y'all go buy them kids all them shoes, or my back and my hips just hurting now. I can't do nothing. I just want to sit here all day. And you know, sometimes you just want to get around that positive energy.
That's right.
You just want to just kind of like sometimes just shake them and you're like, just get that negative stuff off.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
you
gotta
know?
go.
That's what we want to do to them. So just being around the positive people like Andy Albright, the Inner Six, and the other leaders that's here at the Alliance, because they are full of energy. They're full of life, and they're also full of dreams. So when I think of the Inner Six that Andy have, Terry, like Andy Riddle and Stephen Davis, like they are so full of energy and so fun, and like the life. They're full of life. And I think of Paul Roberts and Tamara, how they got that beautiful pool that they built in their backyard. And I think about the Leventoviches, how they're just out serving. And the dreams, I always think about Diane Lampy. Diane, how she built her house around her door.
Bought the door and then built the house.
Full of dreams, y'all. Full of dreams.
That's crazy talk.
And so in the 8 steps, Andy says that a successful business is a contagious attraction. Either we bring individuals towards us, or either we're pushing them away from us.
That's right.
So when we look at ourselves as individually, we need to ask ourselves, what are we doing? Are we pushing people away from us? Or are we pushing people towards us because of our positive attitude, because of our high energy and our love for the Alliance and our love for Andy and Jane? What's important to the Alliance is also creating habits. So it says that creating habits is a routine or a behavior that is performed on a regular basis. So Andy said he wakes up every single day, Derek. He wakes up mad every single day because he don't want to go back to where he used to be in the past.
That's right.
So he wakes up mad every single day. That's one of his habits. Today, let's ask ourselves, what positive habits are we creating for ourselves?
That's a good question right there.
When we think of habits, remember that habits doesn't have to be all big. They can all start out small. But as long as we're doing them consistently,
that's good.
It's going to pay off.
That's right.
James Clear says, he's an author of the Atomic Habits. He says, changes that seem small and unimportant at first will compound into remarkable results if we just keep doing them year after year after year. It's going to compound into something beautiful, y'all.
That's right.
And he also says that same habits equals the same results.
That is true.
So if we want to keep getting the same results, we just got to keep doing what we're doing.
That's right.
But he says better habits. Anything is possible, Terry.
That's right, anything.
So you know how you were just talking about Andy? Anything is possible. What are your dreams? You know, giving back, being able to give back, Buying that dream home you want. What is it? Taking the kids on that beautiful vacation, that freedom. So anything is possible when we do better habits.
That's right.
3 things that's important to the Alliance is valuing friendships too.
That's right.
Andrew Carnegie said, he says it's best. No person will make a great business who wants to do it all himself or get all of the credit.
That's right.
You can't build a big business if it's all about me, 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 me.
Right.
No, it's all about the Alliance. It's
That's right.
all about our team. It's all about our family here.
That's right.
So Tara, I know we short on time, so I'm gonna just let you go ahead and finish it out on freedom.
All right, yeah, let's do that then.
Okay.
All right, good job, girl.
Thank you.
All right, so the last desire, which is like one of the most, like we got to yearn for freedom, y'all. We got to preach freedom from sea to shining sea, baby. Freedom. What is freedom? Freedom is having time and money. Freedom is being able to make decisions that you get to make as opposed to what I'm just doing what I got to do. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So freedom is having enough passive income coming into your life that can fund your lifestyle. Passive income, all right? I think it was Jim Rohn that says, a formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. And when I first got started in entrepreneurship with that other company that me and Mia was with, they had me read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, by Robert Kiyosaki. And when I read that book, now keep in mind, at that time, I had a bachelor's degree in business, I had a master's MBA, and I had been working in the credit union world for like 8 years. And when I read that book, and Robert Kiyosaki talking about the thought process of the rich versus the poor, I was like, I've been bamboozled. I didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock done landed on me. All the stuff that I've been taught was like average, but it wasn't what the wealthy people was taught, right? And it's a saying that goes, wealth begins in your mind and it ends in your wallet, okay? So rich people, they think that being wealthy is a right. You have a right to do it if you want to be it, right? Whereas average people, they think of wealth as a privilege. Only a certain amount of people are qualified to attain it, right? The thing about rich people is this right here. Rich people know if I want to amass wealth, I have to create massive value to people. I have to work on myself enough so that when I talk, people listen, and people move, and because they move, they're able to advance their life. Therefore, my life is advanced because I help so many other people. Whereas average people are thinking about their value as time. Oh, you pay me $12 an hour, I'll take that. Or $14, I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a difference in mindset. Most wealthy people know that starting a business is the fastest way to accumulate wealth. And where most average people thinking, I get me a steady paycheck, I live below what I make. Bruh, it don't work out that way. Y'all know how the Social Security system and stuff, like we've been taught this right here. This is what I was taught. Retirement is a 3-legged stool. That's what traditional people took to. You got one leg is a pension. How many companies got pensions now? Like all of them about gone, right? And even if you got it, they'll take it away from you. Look at American Airlines. Hello, somebody. All right, then you got Social Security. All right, these are the numbers. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. If they don't fundamentally change Social Security, by the year 2030, it's going bankrupt. That's in 11 years, all right? So Social Security, that system is broken, right? And then the other system is just your personal savings, right? Cash flow is better than money in the bank. Cash flow, your ability to create cash flow is better than having money in the bank. What do I mean by that? If you got $1 million in the bank, all right, and your lifestyle is $50,000 a year, you ain't earning much interest on it anyhow, but in 20 years, you broke. Right. You going back to work. Yep. But if you got $50,000 in passive income that's coming into your life every single month, even if your checking account is on zero, you know you got enough money to pay your bills because next month you're gonna have the money to pay it. So in traditional, when we're an employee, what we're doing is this right here. We'll go to work, we'll settle up, we get a paycheck, and we go back down to zero. Next week, settle up, go back down to zero. But when you're building a business, you don't start over at zero every year. So one year you might make $100,000, right? But guess what? The next year you don't go all the way back down. You start building from there and come back up. That's the way it works, right? So they don't teach this stuff in school. They don't teach it because the teachers ain't free. The principals ain't free. Ain't none of them jokers free. The college professors ain't free.
Right.
So what we got to do is we got to make sure that we're teaching freedom, right? And the only way to get free, most people think is self-employed. And that's a lie. Because when you're self-employed, I don't care how good you are, it ain't but 24 hours in a day. When you're making money just based on your own individual effort, you're going to get capped out.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a doctor, lawyer, you cut hair, you mow lawns, I don't care what you do. But what we got to do and what the Alliance and Andy has created is a way that we can become business owners.
Yeah.
And J. Paul Getty said it this way, I would much rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of the efforts of my own. Well, now we are leveraged. Most wealthy people know that wealth building is a team sport. You can't get there by yourself. So that's why you got to build a team. But the problem is a lot of us come to the Alliance, we get stuck over here because this money is quick. You go out and make a sale day, next week, a couple of days from now, you're getting paid. Whereas you hire somebody, you got to train them, you got to groom them, you got to talk to them, you got to talk to them about their marriage, you got to help them out. It might be 90 days from now before you see a profit off of that.
Right.
But isn't it crazy? You could do something good and hire somebody and not see the benefits or the fruits for 90 days, but you can do something bad, like not recruit, and immediately feel the benefit of the repercussions of that immediately. Because guess what? Do you want to be the type of person that if your back go out or you get sick for 2 weeks, you ain't got no money coming in? Last time I checked, Duke Power sends out invoices on a consistent basis, and they don't get paid off of hope. They need some coins.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So what we need to do is make sure that people are understanding what freedom is. Freedom is not free. You're going to have to give up some stuff. It's going to be some long nights. It's going to be some hard work. The question is this right here. You're going to have to work hard anyway. The question is, do you want to work hard for yourself or you want to work hard for the man? Because this is what the man going to do. The man pays you wholesale and sells you at retail. People that don't want to sell, I'll say, well, I don't know what the heck you do at work, because that's what you do. You selling somebody a product or you selling somebody a service. The question is, can you have enough faith in yourself? Come on here.
Yeah.
Can you have enough faith in yourself? Sometimes, scratch that. Even if you ain't got faith in yourself, can you have faith in this team?
Yeah.
That's where the power of association comes in. Can you have faith enough in Andy? Can you have faith enough in this team that you can believe in this team until you can have enough faith to believe in yourself? Because this is what I know. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing, baby. And I am hell-bent and determined that by the time that I die, because we all getting out of here, but one thing about it is the Edwards name will be dramatically different from my children, from my great-grandchildren, and from my great-great-grandchildren.
Yeah.
We're all about creating legacies. And the only way you can create a legacy is if you get free. 95% of people, by the time they turn 65 in America, they end up still dependent on the government by the form of Social Security or some other plan to take care of their family. We don't have to do that. How is it that some people, they fight, they claw, they marry people that they don't even like to get here? And they get here and they scratch and they claw. And they create a business, and then they bring other family members, like my neighbors and them, they got nail salons popping up all over the place. But how is it that we ain't got enough fight in us to get off of work at 5 o'clock, run to the house, take a shower, eat your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and get to the hot spot? Or what about this right here? Even if it ain't a hot spot night, can you call some of your friends, get them over at the house 3 or 4 at a time, huddle up, hey, look here, got these leads, need a little help. You know anybody who's looking for help? It's all about freedom, baby. The thing I love about the Alliance is this right here. It's a whosoever doeth business, baby. You have the desire. Your desire is what's going to make the results. So I'm talking to myself the whole day. Me and Tia have been talking to ourselves, and we hope that this has made a difference. Thank you, Andy and Jane. Thank you for
y'all.
our alliance. TWC, we out. Woo!